Hare Govinda Gopala.
Govinda Gopala Prabhu Giradari.
सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो 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 गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो
चानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. I salute Lord Krishna, the world teacher, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of Kamsa and Chanula, the supreme bliss of Devaki. Respected elders, sisters, brothers, and dear children, Om Namo Narayanaya. It brings me immense joy on behalf of the officials of the Ramakrishna Center of South Africa, Phoenix, Johannesburg Sub-Center, to extend a warm and cordial welcome to each of you to today's program, commemorating the auspicious occasion of Krishna Janmashtami. Sri Krishna categorically declares in the Bhagavad Gita that he is the original compiler of Vedanta philosophy and therefore the supreme master of Vedanta. The wordings from the articulations of Sri Krishna are as follows. I am present in everyone's heart as the super soul Paramatma. All fruitful rewards are given by me. From me comes past recollections, and it is I who gives them knowledge and forgetfulness. I am not only present as the all-pervading Brahman, and also as the localized Paramatma, but I also appear as incarnations for delivering all souls of this world. I am therefore the instructor of the Vedanta philosophy, and the Vedic knowledge is meant for knowing me only. As I am the Vedanta compiler and instructor, nobody knows Vedanta philosophy better than me. Most revered Srimad Swami Gautamananda Ji Maharaj is the Vice President and Trustee of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. Most revered Maharaj joined the Ramakrishna movement in 1951 and was initiated in 1955 by the then Vice President of the Ramakrishna Order, Swami Yatishvarananda. A number of devotees countrywide have taken initiation from Most Revered Maharaj. We are indeed blessed to have received benedictory nectar on this auspicious night.
Dear Swami Sharada Prabhananda, Swami Swatma Ramananda, and the devotees of Ramakrishna Center of South Dear Swami Sharada, Swami Swatma Ramananda, and the devotees of Ramakrishna Center of South Africa, Johannesburg. My greetings Dear Swami Sharada Prabhananda, Swami Swatma Ramananda, and the devotees of Ramakrishna Center of South Africa, Johannesburg. My greetings to one and all of you.
गोपियों की तरह तुम जाओ।
Dear Swami Sharada Prabhananda, Swami Swatma Ramananda, and the devotees of Ramakrishna Center of South Africa, Johannesburg. My greetings to one and all of you on the auspicious occasion of Sri Krishna Janmashtami. It is heartening to know that this ashrama is celebrating Krishna Janmashtami with great eclat and enthusiasm over years. As we know, Krishna was born on the Ashtami, or the 8th day of the Krishna Paksha, or dark fortnight of the month of Shravana, August, September, at midnight under the star Rohini. Etymologically speaking, Krishna is one who is ever blissful and ever attracts others to himself. The word Krishna also means blue, mysterious. He was dark in color and his ways were always mysterious, inscrutable. His name, Vasudeva, suggests that he is the divinity that pervades everything in the universe and is also immanent in it. Krishna, by his great character and noble life, has a profound impact on Indian thought, Indian life, and Indian culture. He has influenced the Hindu religion and philosophy, mysticism and poetry, painting and sculpture, music and dancing for generations together. The Hindus believe that he was an avatar, God himself come down to save mankind. The Bhagavata has called him as Bhagavan, the Lord himself. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is Purushottama, the best of all gods and men, as mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna was ever active, ever busy in the best interest of the world. From the cradle to his Mahasamadhi, his life was one continuous dynamic activity, but always for the good of others and never for himself. The very personification of selflessness, he lived ever for others. He was the strongest man of his time and the greatest warrior of his times. He knew no fear. He possessed a tremendous intellect and an intuitive insight, coupled with an immense common sense also. Krishna was a perfect gentleman, perfect man. When he killed Kamsa or got Jarasandha killed, he put Ugrasena and Sahadeva on the thrones which became empty, though he himself would have occupied them. He was the first one in any place to honor elders, brahmanas, sages, and others, showering respect wherever it was due. Even in the face of grave provocation, he could be calm and nonchalant. The remarkable tolerance he exhibited towards Shishupala, who went on abusing for 1,000 times. So he kept quiet. Only when he finished 999, at the 1,000th scolding of him, then Shishupala was punished by Krishna. Krishna was intensely human. He responded to every human emotion in an appropriate way, making the persons concerned feel at home with him. His parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, his foster parents, Yashoda and Nanda, his playmates at Gokula and Vrindavana, his own wives like Rukmini and Satyabhama, the Pandavas, the other elders at Hastinapura, even the cows, monkeys, horses, and other animals. In fact, everyone that came in touch with him was never left untouched by his magic personality. His bewitching beauty, enchanting music of his flute, and honey-sweet words full of wisdom would enslave even the gods. Krishna's immortal teachings have been left to us through the Bhagavad Gita, a part of the well-known epic Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, Krishna deals with several paths to perfection like Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Karma Yoga. A teaching of tremendous hope given by Krishna is the assurance that He, the Lord, will come down as an incarnation Himself here into this world whenever Dharma declines and Adharma raises its head. Throughout his life, Sri Krishna's sole concern was dharma, righteousness. To uphold it, to protect it, and to assert its supremacy was his ideal. To Krishna, everything that brought about the good of the individual and the society was the real dharma. Whenever there was a conflict between these two, it was the social good that he preferred. Krishna teaches us to be ever active for the sake of dharma, for the good of others, and to never be selfish. We are to do our work as best as we can. He asks us to follow dharma and have firm faith that dharma will protect us. We should not run away from the problems of life, but face them boldly. We should pray to God, and He will give us the enough strength needed to face the trials of our life, or even to transcend them. On this holy occasion of Krishna Janmashtami, I pray to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji, who are the avatars of this age. And Sri Ramakrishna always has declared that he was Krishna himself. So we pray to him, pray to Sri Ramakrishna, the Krishna of this age, for his blessings, and fill our hearts with all pure joy and love. Jai Ram Krishna. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
On page 88.
See Govinda
same to foe and friend, and also in honor and dishonor, who is the same in cold and heat, in pleasure and pain, who is free from attachment, taken from the Bhagavad Gita. Revered Swami Sharda Prabhananda Ji Maharaj is the president of the Ramakrishna Center of South Africa, Phoenix. Revered Maharaj joined the center in 1975 and have also been actively involved in the center's various spiritual, cultural, and outreach work ever since. We will now listen to a recorded message by Revered Swami Sharda Prabhananda Ji Maharaj.
Krishna Janmashtami marks the birth anniversary of Lord Krishna, the Savior and world teacher or Jagat Guru. His sacred birth ushered in a fresh and positive change on how people viewed the world and conducted their day-to-day lives. Though the Lord's glorious birth took place in ancient India, it brought with it the springtime of extraordinary devotion and knowledge of God that has influenced centuries thereafter. Today, after thousands of years, we still celebrate this day with dedicated devotion. Lord Krishna himself gave us the method on how to worship him. Just before he departed from this earth, he gave a sermon to his dear companion Uddhava, who was seeking spiritual wisdom. Let us reflect upon some of these nectar-like words of Lord Krishna. Devotion is no complicated matter. Lord Krishna made devotion or love for God very simple. He said, "Even those who know not the methods by which I am to be worshipped, if such devotees give their whole heart to me, they are, in my opinion, the best of devotees." Lord Krishna gives further advice on how he is to be worshipped. The recalling of my life and deeds, the observance of my special days, festivals in my temples with songs and dance accompanied by instrumental music. One should also be in processions to sacred sites and make offerings of worship on all special holy days of the year. The Lord also stipulated the attitude with which his worship is to be conducted. He said, "Disregard for name and fame, absence of haughtiness, not trumpeting one's own good deeds, and not using the occasions for my worship for selfish ends should be the pure attitude of those that worship me." Lord Krishna highlighted that the path of devotion or Bhakti Yoga, enhanced by association with holy sages, is the best and safest path to attain God realization. The path of devotion entails listening to the glories of the Lord. The Lord himself declares, "The more this mind is cleansed by listening to and reciting the sacred text about me, the more it knows the Supreme Godhead." At this time of Krishna Ashtami, or the 8-day festival of Lord Krishna's birth, culminating in the Janmashtami, the birthday of Lord Krishna, the great and ancient book of God, the Srimad Bhagvatam, is read and listened to with great devotion. It contains the life, deeds, and teachings of Lord Krishna. Those that undertake this study are rewarded and blessed with peace, prosperity, and spiritual enlightenment. These are some of the simple methods that we use to worship Lord Krishna, especially during this auspicious period.
management, and various other topics. I respectfully call Dr. Usha Naslani to render the evening discourse.
Is a little bit interesting for most of you, I know. Devotion and science, right? Naturally. But let's see how I'll be able to connect devotion with neuroscience. Is there any right or wrong with this? Of course not, right? It can be either 3 or 4. Depends on the way we look at it. As you know by now, one of my favorite sayings, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So, we are going to take a look at Bhakti from 4 different angles. Yes, from 4 different angles. While doing this, I'm going to bring in Bhagavad Gita shlokas of Lord Krishna and also our own Guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Holy Mother Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda's teachings, but combine that with the angle of implementation through neuroscience. Bhakti, love or devotion, these words are used interchangeably, right? Devotion, when you see even in dictionary, what does it say? It is a focused attention on something, love for something, or a person, or an activity. Yes, we have heard. His devotion to work took him up the success ladder. We have heard this, right? So devotion can be used in many different ways. And love? Love towards God is bhakti. Love towards people is love. But this bhakti or love, can we teach somebody how to love? I don't think so. Because bhakti is innate. It is present in each and every one of us. Do we teach somebody how to breathe? Do we teach somebody how to swallow? In a similar manner, love or bhakti is that innate capacity that is within each and every one of us. Nobody can teach us bhakti. There is no need to teach bhakti. However, how to nurture this love or bhakti, how to increase devotion is that can be done. And how to express this bhakti or love, how to manifest this love, that can be honed in some of the skills and that can be taught. We're going to see how we can evolve from one form of bhakti to another. As I said already, we're going to look at bhakti from 4 different angles. So that is our innate nature, bhakti or love, and how can we nurture that, we will see. We have heard of Bhadrapada story. I don't need to go into detail of the story of Bhadrapada or Mirabai. How the love of God of these 2 devotees were expressed, we have heard. And especially Bhadrapada, actually he was able to realize God in front of everybody. Not only did he see Narasimha as an avatar of part man and part lion, even the others in the court of his own father, they were able to see that Narasimha avatara. And Meera, born in royal family, she was able to see Krishna as her lover, as her God, and she was able to realize at the end of her life, especially when she was in Vrindavan. We have heard many of the songs also of Saint Mirabai. In a similar manner, Purandara, he was called Srinivasa Nayaka. He was a diamond, his father was a diamond merchant, and he was also a diamond and gold merchant. One incident in his life turned him around from a businessman to become or to start the path of saint. Such was the devotion of Prahlada, Meera, Purandara, even Vedara Kannappa, many of such devotees. They all represented such pure love. As Ramakrishna used to say all the time, that is what's called ahaituka priti, unconditioned, unalloyed, pure love. Love for love's sake. This kind of love, what does Krishna say? What is Krishna's perspective? Let us see in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam janaha sukritinor artho jignasur artharthi jnani cha bharatavarshapha. Bharatarshabha. What does this mean? Krishna himself says there are 4 types of bhaktas. And all these bhaktas, they are highly religious and they worship me, he says, Krishna. The first category of bhaktas are arati. These bhaktas are devotees. They pray when they are in distress, when they are in fear, anxiety, and when they are helpless. When things go beyond their control, they go looking for God, looking for Krishna, looking for help. Whereas the second category of bhaktas, yes, they might also go when they are in distress, when they are in trouble, but they want something more from God. So they go seek God, asking for more worldly things. The third type of bhakta, the jignasu, he's a seeker. He's an inquirer. He wants to know, does really God exist? And is it possible to find God? We can recollect how Narendra went to Ramakrishna asking, have you seen God? Can you show me God? He was a jignasu when he went to see Ramakrishna looking for God. And the same thing with Gautama Buddha. Siddhartha, how he became Buddha. He went looking for, why is there suffering? Is there a way out of suffering? They were all jignasu. And remind you, Narendra, he went into Ramakrishna as a jignasi. But later, when he was in trouble, his family was in trouble, he wanted something, his problems to be solved. So he went to Ramakrishna, his guru, and Ramakrishna sent him to Kali, as we know how it went. And he goes to Kali to ask for help for his family. But what happens? He cannot even ask for help. He is such a jignasi. And he is such a high state of devotee. He only asks for more jnana, bhakti and vairagya. Let's set that aside. And the fourth type of bhakta is a jnani, wherein becomes an enlightened person. And spirituality or religion is very real for him. But that's the last stage. Most of us go through these 3 stages of these bhaktas, or we come under these types of devotees or the bhaktas, 3 types of bhaktas. So let us see whether these 4 types of bhaktas, can we see them as going through 4 stages of bhakti itself, rather than looking at these are the different categories of bhaktas. Some are artis, some are arthartis, and some are jignasi. We should be looking at this as 4 stages of bhakti. All of us start with the first stage, Artha Bhakti. That itself is a high stage. Many people don't even go to God even when they are in trouble. Only when you believe God, you go ask for help. And who else to ask for other than God? We need to go to God asking for help, to come out of the suffering, to come out of the crisis. Whereas the arati bhakti, they want something even more positive, not to just to get rid of the dukkha or the suffering. They want more sukha. They go looking, asking for more. Usually, these two types of bhakti, there is kind of fear that is attached. We need to recognize that and kind of remember here at this juncture that fear is opposite of love. Go for God, asking something for Him, either to get rid of the suffering or asking for more. But try not to have fear. Do that out of love rather than fear. And point to kind of remember as bhaktas. The next stage, Jignasu Bhakti. He wants God for the sake of God and nothing else. Whereas the first two categories of bhakti, God is a means to an end. Whereas for a Jignasu Bhakti or a Jignasu Bhakta or the Bhakti which is Jignasu Bhakti, He is the end in itself. Lord is an end in itself, not as a means. The last type of bhakti, Jnani Bhakti, is the highest form of bhakti, wherein neither the means nor the end. God is neither the means and God is not the end either. And He becomes identical with God Himself. That's the ultimate. Either it could be with Sadeha Mukti or Videha Mukti, whichever type it may be. But what I'm trying to get at is, we all start off as arati and arthati bhaktas. Can we try and move from arati and arthati bhaktas to jignasu bhaktas? This is what the third and fourth category I have combined to make it as jnana mishrita bhakti. When we combine jnana with the devotion, that is when it becomes jnana mishrita bhakti. We're going to see how we can evolve from arati and arthati bhakti to jnana mishrita bhakti or the jignasu bhakti. And we should be really happy and feel blessed because we have been given a ready-made formula from our gurus. And I don't need to go into the detail of this emblem of Ramakrishna Math and Mission, where it represents the four types of yoga: Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. And through this ready-made formula, let us see how we can evolve through various stages of bhakti itself. This is the reason that we have been given 4 types of yogas to make this even quicker and faster and to bring synergy in our path by using all the different types of yoga. And again, we have another ready-made formula that's been given us, what I call as 3I. And you have heard this from our Swamiji, from Swami Swatma Ramananda Ji. I'm just going to repeat that. Sri Ramakrishna representing inspiration, Swami Vivekananda interpreting Ramakrishna's message and Sri Sharada Devi implementing the Ramakrishna's message. This is not a watertight compartment. For all practical purposes, I have just put it like this, that Ramakrishna representing the pure love, pure bhakti. Swami Vivekananda translating the bhakti into the jnana form. And Sharda Devi, Holy Mother Sharda Devi, showing us how to implement that pure bhakti and jnana in our day-to-day lives. We don't have the time, I won't go into the details of many incidences of Holy Mother wherein we can see this very clearly. So, I say there is a three-way key here. Again, for all practical purposes, I've just represented like this. It's not a watertight compartment. Each one of them represent all the three, the bhakti, jnana and the karma yoga aspect of it. So, Ramakrishna representing pure bhakti. At that level, pure bhakti is pure jnana, nothing else. And that message, bhakti as jnana, is taken by Swami Vivekananda to spread that message. And Holy Mother, living her own life, represents bhakti as karma, if you may. And we know, we have already heard from Swami Gautamananda Ji how Sri Ramakrishna says on his deathbed to Narendra at that time, saying that he who was Rama and he who was Krishna is now in this body as Ramakrishna, but not in your Vedantic sense. We know that this is one of the books that has been written on Ramakrishna as Rama and Krishna as Ramakrishna, the Yugavatara. So what does Ramakrishna say about bhakti itself? He says, we need to awaken this pure bhakti, which he calls it as ahaituka priti. He says God is in all human beings, no doubt about it. God is in each and every human being, whether somebody believes in God or not, it doesn't matter. God is in each and every human being. But all human beings are not in God. Very deep message is giving. Not only that, he also says, this is the quintessence of Bhagvatam that is told by Ramakrishna, saying that God is worshipped not only in the temple, not only in the image, but in the hearts of each and every person. And he goes on to say, and both Ramakrishna's and Swami Vivekananda's contribution in this era is this. They came to revolutionize our social relationships, to create an attitude of samatvam or sameness in each and everybody. They just did spread the message. Sri Ramakrishna lived it, following many different dharmas, including the Sufi mystic dharma and Christianity, as a matter of fact. So he's given a new dimension to worship God through worshipping man. He says, every jiva is Shiva. Every jiva is Shiva. And this is the new dimension that Sri Ramakrishna has given to all of us to develop this attitude of samatvam or sameness, or to bring harmony of different religions, harmony of old and new, harmony of east and west, harmony of science and religion. Very profound. And so, how do we implement such message? So, to bring smile on the face after this, to see how do we implement this love? We say, it was always based on how you treat me. If you treat me well, I'll treat you well also. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Even if it's my own son, whom I have brought up, if he doesn't treat me well, I'm going to push him away. Many times this is the way things are happening in this day and age. This is where Sri Ramakrishna brings the message to say, you need to see God in each and every one. What does that mean? Let your attitude towards others, let your relationship with others be that of seeing the divinity in others. I understand it is really tough, and we don't need to be seeing divinity in each and every one. Only when things go tough, only under certain dire circumstances, when to have the right relationship at those times when you have difficult situations and difficult people in your lives, can you at that time remember this message? That is plenty. Then we don't need to be suffering. When we give such messages, how do we kind of react? You know, our pride says it's well and good, but it's next to impossible, says our pride. How is it possible? You have no idea how this most difficult person in my life is, right? So the pride says it's next to impossible. And our experience says it's too risky, don't go there, keep them away. Right? And it's way too pointless, says our reasoning power. Why not give it a try? Whispers that inner voice, our heart, whispers our heart. So, why can't we listen to the heart? That inner voice, why can't we give it a try? At least under difficult times, when we have difficult relationships, at that time can we try and remember that there is divinity in each and every one. And see how you'll be able to come out of that in a moment. And how do we do this? And what prevents us to do this? Most of all. And as you probably already know, you have been following some of these neuroscience precepts. Yes, these are the ANTs, which are nothing but automatic negative thoughts, ANTs representing an acronym for automatic negative thoughts. And that happens because of the innate biases that are present within us, called negativity bias. And it is there in each and everybody without an exception, whether somebody is a saint or a scientist, professor or a student, doctor or a patient, does not matter. Each and every person has this negativity bias. I'm not going to go into any of the detail, that is enough for us to grasp that point. But what happens because of that? We get afflictive emotions. What in scientific terms we call them as ANTs, or automatic negative thoughts, which is nothing but, in our scriptural terminology, we call them Arishad Vargas, which is nothing but Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. This is what prevents us to see that divinity within all of us. If we can try and see this, and then, so all we need to do is to try and keep trying to get out of these afflictive emotions or automatic negative thoughts, or lessen that impact of Arishad Vargas on us. So here is where Krishna comes to our rescue, saying that, you know what, this Arishad Varga, or the afflictive emotions, or the automatic negative thoughts, all of that lies in your mind. The problem is in your mind. But look at that, he also says the solution is also in your mind. So if problem is in the mind and solution is also in our mind, then we need to be able to overcome that. And even for that, he gives an answer through a shloka in the Bhagavad Gita, which says, Bandhuratmat manastasya enatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvatu. Very simply put, he says, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. And but for one who has failed to do so, his very mind will be the greatest enemy. This is not a stage to reach. We have seen when we don't have those afflictive emotions or negative thoughts or negative feelings, we know how easy it is to be with ourselves. That means with our own mind. That is when the mind is like a friend. When we have even a single negative thought which comes again and again in a repeated manner, then we know what happens at that time. It is so hard for us to be with ourselves, with that negative frame of mind. And we know it's impossible to lead a positive life with a negative mind. So with this, how can we make our mind as a friend? I know that mind is both friend and a foe. We need to choose. The choice is ours to make our own mind as a friend and not as a foe. Here again, a little bit of neuroscience for implementation, introducing the concept of neurosculpting. Whatever Krishna has said, this is how we make our mind as a friend and not as a foe. How? Using scientific terminology, we need to become neurosculptors of our life. What does a sculptor do? He takes a huge boulder or a stone, right? And if he wants to bring in the image of Krishna in that stone, he chips away the stone that is not Krishna. He sees clearly, for him Krishna is very transparent in that solid stone. He chips away all that is not Krishna. So what remains in that stone is Krishna. In the same manner, we also have that Krishna within our hearts. But it's covered up with afflictive emotions, with automatic negative thoughts, or all the Arishad Varga, which is what we call that as covering up of the mirror like dust. All we need to do is to clean that mirror. That is how we can increase our devotion, by just cleaning up that mirror. This is how our bhakti can evolve from the first stage to the last stage, by just polishing up that mirror. That polishing up that mirror is nothing but chipping away, dropping away of all those Arishad Varga we talked about. Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya, Moha and Lobha. If we chip away as we sculpt ourselves, that is all that, like the unwanted stone or that stone that is not Krishna within us, right? When we chip away all of that, what remains, I should have put Krishna, we can make it as a thought experiment, we can imagine Ganesha as Krishna here. So as we keep chipping away all those unwanted negative emotions, negative belief system, negative perceptions, negative memories, negative experience, chip away all of that. What remains is that Krishna within us. This is Krishna's teaching in Bhagavad Gita, which is nothing but that evolution of bhakti from artha and artharthi bhakti to jnana mishrita bhakti, which is that jignasu bhakti and jnani bhakti. And that, to conclude, as we evolve our bhakti, as we increase our devotion, we will start beginning to love all and also serve all. And this is what the message of Ramakrishna, Shiva Jnane, Jiva Seva, as we see Jiva and Shiva separately, Jiva and Shiva. As our bhakti gets purified and as we evolve into the next stage of becoming bhaktas or next stage of bhakti, we see jivas as Shiva. The final stage we see that as jiva is Shiva. As it happens, how do we evolve that bhakti? By serving jiva, looking Shiva in each jiva, Shiva Jnane, Jiva Seva. That is how we evolve our bhakti. As we do that, just have to say that God doesn't command us to change the world. He commands us to love one another as He has loved us, one person at a time. This is nothing but evolution of bhakti. And to conclude, increasing devotion is nothing but evolution of bhakti from the arati to arthati to jignasi to the jnani stage of bhakti. I pray Ramakrishna, Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother and Swamiji that they all give us this strength to evolve from one stage of bhakti to another stage of bhakti on a moment-to-moment basis. Thank you.
On page 130. Hari Naam japi le re, Shri Ram bhaji le re, Thara jeevan nu kalyan kare le naam bhaji le re, Hari Naam japi le re, Prabhu naam bhaji le re, Thara jeevan nu kalyan kare le जपी ले रे हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल मुकुंद माधव विठ्ठल बोल हरि हरि बोल हरि हरि बोल मुकुंद माधव विठ्ठल बोल तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराए जाने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पराए जाने रे पर दुखे उपकार करे कोई पर दुखे उपकार करे कोई मन अभिमान ना आने रे वैष्णव जन तो तेरे कहिए जे पीर पर ओम श्री रामकृष्ण भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय। श्री कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय।
We will all rise for Shri Krishna Arati on page 233.
most revered Srimad Swami Gautamananda Ji Maharaj and revered Swami Sharda Prabhananda Ji Maharaj for their online Janmashtami greetings. We also humbly thank Dr. Usha Mastare for her beautiful and captivating discourse on a neuroscience perspective to increasing devotion. Sisters and brothers, please take note of the following announcements. The Hinduism for Children classes, which are held every Sunday morning from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., all are welcome to attend. The Johannesburg Sub-Center will be hosting its Shri Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations on Wednesday, 31st of August, here at the Marlborough Hall from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. The program consists of bhajans, kirtans, and talks by most revered Srimad Swami Gautamananda Ji Maharaj and revered Swami Sharda Prabhananda Ji Maharaj. Supper will be served. All are welcome to attend. Please partake of prasad and have a safe journey home. Om